Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the last office hours of the year.
Hey
We're
everybody.
we're gonna let people filter in for another minute or two. But if this is your first time at office hours, Reggie's going to share anything that you guys need to know about, looking forward to on the product roadmap, and then I'm going to talk about some different ways to use the tool, ways that I use the tool to manage our social media. And then I think today we'll probably have a pretty lengthy Q&A. So anything that you guys came with, any questions, problems, anything you want to know about, we'll have more than enough time to walk through.
I'm really excited about today. For those of you who are already here, I've got some pretty cool news. Some updates we're doing to the platform that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. Been a lot of feedback around this, and so I'm really excited that we're going to be able to launch this. I hope you guys are excited as well. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. I think we still see a couple people joining in, and then we'll get started.
There's already a question here that is quite clairvoyant regarding the topic of today's content about the media library. So we'll
That's awesome. I actually don't see the Q&A tab, and I don't know if there's something you need to click on that end for it to pull up for me. I see it read our minds sometimes, and I love it, which means that, hopefully it means that we're in tune, we're hearing what you guys are trying to get out of the platform, things that are going to help you guys, and we're right on time with some of these updates, so I'm excited to share that with you.
Thanks to Gavin for the hat compliment. Team Traject. Okay. I think attendees, like the speed at which people are joining is kind of starting to taper off. So I think we can kick off. I'm Anna Dievendorf. I'm the marketing manager at Traject, which, as you see, is our parent company. Fanbooster by Traject is the platform. And I'll let Reggie introduce himself, and then he's going to kick off with product news.
All right, awesome. Yeah, for those of you who haven't been here for a bit, or maybe this is your first time, I'm Reggie. I'm the product manager at Fanbooster. And so what that means is that I get to talk with you guys every single month. Sometimes we schedule these one-on-one calls as well. We get to interview you all to understand what is it about Fanbooster that you love, and what is it about Fanbooster that you wish we could improve on that would help your social strategy, would help you be more efficient, or be more effective in what you do. And so I'm going to share my screen, and the part that I get really excited with every single month is to share with you guys a bit about what we've been trying to do here at Fanbooster to improve what we're doing for you guys. So I want to start out by talking about a topic that has been touched on quite a bit. We've gotten a lot of feedback around this, and it has to do with video posting, video capacity. As you might know, we do integrate with the top networks for video posting like Facebook and YouTube. And of course, if you're scheduling video, you're probably publishing that to Instagram. You might be publishing that over to Twitter as well. And in the past, the video capacity, that file size limit, has been a constraint on what the duration of the video. Maybe you're trying to publish a longer form video, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and that's been a constraint for you. Well, the awesome news that I really wanted to share with you guys this month is that in the coming weeks, we'll be rolling out a new update to the media library that will allow us to support up to 1 gigabyte in file size. So this is just an example that we uploaded yesterday during some of our internal testing. video is 756 meg, so quite close there. We're going to support up to 1 gig. And this is media that doesn't have to be attached through cloud storage like Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox. I'm talking about video files uploaded directly to your project's media library. And so, as you can see with that, right, the limit really increases as far as what you can do. Maybe you've got larger video files that you're trying to schedule to YouTube, and you're also trying to publish that natively to Facebook, as well as maybe share that out on Twitter. So now you can see that expand. You'll be able to really focus on video scheduling as part of your strategy without having our 10 megabyte or 15 megabyte file size limit be something that deters you from scheduling and doing more video on our platform. So I'm really excited. I hope to get some feedback from you guys on this. I know that there's a lot of feature requests over the last couple of months around this. And just as a quick refresher, when you're in your media library, right, you click on the publishing drop down in your project, click on media library, you'll see an upload button. You'll be able to upload a video. And so the one thing that we've been working on a lot, especially with these larger video files that are about 1 gig in size, we want to make sure that we don't prevent you from continuing to work and do what you need to do in the background. So what you'll notice is, going forward, when you try to upload a video, as soon as we launch this functionality, the video will start uploading in the background. So you can continue going to the calendar, going to the inbox, engaging with your audience, and we'll let you know when the video is done. You'll see a progress bar at the bottom. Once it hits 100%, you'll know your video is ready to go and it'll appear there in the media library for you. So, exciting news. I was excited to share that with you guys. And I know that Anna's got some great things that she wants to share as well. We'll be in that Q&A tab, so feel free to send us some feedback and ask any questions too. Don't wait until the end. Feel free to send us some feedback now or send us questions that you want us to answer, and we'll make sure to jump on that as soon as we're ready to go in the Q&A.
Totally, and feel free to throw in any questions in there, not about the media library, but anything you want to know more about or you're having trouble with, and then we'll start tackling all of those. So I'm going to take over the screen from Reggie. And basically just what I'm going to do is just an intro to the media library. If you're a Fanbooster expert, you might know a lot of this. Hopefully it'll be a tip or trick that is new to you. But when you're looking at your main view, your calendar view, you can find the media library under publishing. And you're going to go all the way down to here. So you may see this and be like, this is so many more images than I've uploaded or created. The interesting thing about the media library is that it will not only have all of your images and videos and whatever in your GIFs. Sorry, I say GIF. Sorry to the GIF people. I know, I think I'm in the minority there. Every image that is associated with a link preview that you've also published in a post is saved here in your media as a flat image that you can reuse. So when you click on these images, you'll see all the published posts. Let me actually find a better example. You'll see the posts that you've already published with this media here, and if it's a lot, you'll be able to scroll through right there. And then you'll be able to see the upcoming posts. And these are all the ones I have scheduled out for the future that I use the same piece of media. So if you've uploaded them into different posts, you'll see I have 2 here. It'll be 2 times. It won't encapsulate all of that within one piece of media. It'll read those as different pieces. So up here, you've got all of your options for cloud-based uploading. So Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive. And I know I sometimes see some questions about mass uploading. You can mass upload. If you click on this upload button, the only thing you're going to want to remember when you're mass uploading is that you want to select no editor. So you'll see if you go to editor, which is going to immediately pop up, you being able to crop and kind of do artistic edits and all of that sort of thing. You can only choose one at a time because you'll see it'll immediately open all this good stuff. If you want to bulk upload, make sure you do no editor. and then you can grab all these guys. So once if you do upload something and then you edit it, one, I think, really cool thing that makes your work go a whole lot faster, but is definitely something you want to keep in mind, is once you edit these, you'll see they like we talked about, they have all the future scheduled posts. Once you edit them, those edits will carry over into all the future posts. So, which is great if you have something, you don't need to edit it every single time for every post. Just keep that in mind if you were expecting something to go out and then you edited the media. The latest version of that media is going to go out with that scheduled post. We also have this design with Canva here, and this will bring you, oops, sorry guys, my dog is barking. And this will bring you to your Canva account. And same thing. So I really apologize, everybody. Kids, So when you edit media within your Canva account in Canva, same thing. It will also carry over to all the future posts that you use that Canva created media in. So once you log into your Canva account and it's connected to Fanbooster, one really important tip that I love to harp on is that you actually need to go to the desktop version of Canva to use the brand kit. So you're not going to find that in this little window that pops up in the integration. You're going to find that when you go to the site over here, and you can upload your colors, your logos, everything like that. And then it's like a one-time thing. You do that, you're done. And then from now on, whenever you do open up this window in the integration and you're signed in, when you use templates, you can automatically just kind of one click change all the colors based on your brand kit. Let me close out of this. So now, these are all of your options as well. You can search, and all of these are at your disposal. So if we go back to the main view, when it will load, and you're creating a new post, you'll also see that same design with Canva thing here. It's just another way to the exact same window. Again, you create Canva designs, they'll populate directly in your media library. You edit them, you edit your Canva designs in the media library, it will translate to all your future posts using that media. So putting media in there, you're going to click attach media right there, and then you'll see it opens basically a similar thing. Upload from disk is your computer, and again, no bulk uploading here with no editor. And it's pretty much the same, except this is a really great place to access something that can really make your life a lot easier, especially if you have similar clients or you have kind of generic stock photos that maybe you paid for and you want to make sure you get your use out of. So I'm logged into the Grade Us project right now, but let's say that I have a really great stock photo. I just paid a bunch of money for it on Adobe stock, whatever, for my Fanbooster project, and I'm like, oh, that would be a good one to repurpose. So I can select Fanbooster here, and it'll give me my entire Fanbooster media library that I can attach to the Grade Us post that I'm creating in this Grade Us project. So you can repurpose all of those images, all of your media library across all the projects. And I'm going to stop sharing and pull this little window back up. Okay, so that was kind of intro to the media library, kind of most of the general things that you can do. I would love to hear from you guys if you have any questions about any of that stuff, any other media questions or any general questions about Fanbooster at all.
great feedback here about folders for the media library, Pam. Thanks for that. I know that that's something that you've asked for in the past and something that's definitely on our radar as far as improvements to the media library itself. So definitely on our radar, and media is something that we're looking forward to in 2021 as far as making improvements on content altogether. So we're excited about 2021, the next couple of quarters, and what we'll be able to announce and show to you guys as well.
Yeah, I'll actually, let me share my screen really quickly again. One thing that could help while that is in the process of being rolled out is when you have these pieces of media, and so you click on one and you click on the title, you can rename them anything you want. So if you can come up with a pretty streamlined naming convention, you can search for anything in this bar right here and it'll pop up. So the first part of your naming convention is Facebook holiday campaign _ and then what each one is. You can search Facebook holiday campaign there. That might be a little helpful. I understand it's a bit of a workaround and not as visually nice and organized as folders, but that could work for you guys. Can you please note the next 3 meeting dates and times? So yes, I actually have it on my list for this week to extend all of the GoToWebinar meetings and transfer over everyone's registration that has registered to be added recurrently to each event. But just to keep in the back of your brains, if it's helpful in the meantime, it's always the 3rd Tuesday of the month.
A question here, not such related to the media library, but having some issues there with Facebook and Instagram posting as far as tagging accounts. There's any advice? I think really the main concern there is if we're talking about tagging Facebook personal profiles, not something that Facebook makes possible, right? So their APIs, as you guys have been aware, the last year or so, they've really been limiting and restricting things for privacy's sake, right? When it relates to personal profiles. So you should be able to tag, Facebook pages. If you're trying to publish to Instagram, you should be able to tag an Instagram account as long as they are a public account without any issues there. And if you have any trouble doing that within your account, definitely reach out to our support. It's social@bytraject.com, and I know the team will be able to help you out with that. Got a nice report here, and we talked about first common posting on our last call, specifically with us reintroducing Instagram first common posting and bringing in LinkedIn first common posting, and it looks like there's some traction there. We've got a report of a user who started utilizing that functionality with LinkedIn, trying to add that first comment in with their post, and they're seeing improvement in engagement. So I'd love to hear that. This is great.
I do love to hear that, because that's the kind of thing that's just everybody's best guess, that's how it works. It's not like LinkedIn publishes, here's everything about our algorithm. So I love hearing that the whole strategy of not including a link in your post, but including it in the first comment is giving people smart reach. So if you delete images, it will not touch anything that has already been published to a social network. It will mess with any future posts that use that image. So just, take a look, make sure there's no future posts. Then also make sure that post is in your evergreen content, where it may be sent out without you totally realizing that it's about to be sent out. But beyond that, you should be good.
Got a question here about multiple images. When we're publishing multiple images to Instagram, when will Instagram direct posting ever be able to support that? And that's a great question, Jess. Ultimately, I think this kind of has to do with the approach that Instagram has taken over the years to dive into the API or integrating with vendors and third-party platforms like ours, which has been a bit slow, right? They've kind of waded in the pool first, felt how warm the water was, and made sure that things were looking okay before they, took it a step further. I think they kind of come from a place where the Instagram community is very engaging, and there's a certain quality of that engagement that Instagram's a little afraid, right? The team at Facebook, they're a little afraid of introducing spam and bots and all that stuff. I mean, obviously, no network is going to be without that sort of, fake traffic. But I think that they've really tried to be careful over the years to not introduce too many API functionalities. And even recently, right, restricting even the small amount of API functionalities to partners instead of just anybody who wants to apply. And so it's kind of like the ball is in their court a little bit, if I could say that, when it comes to Instagram direct posting with multiple images. Right now, they support single image and video posts. And so those are able to be within Fanbooster when you're scheduling to Instagram, the business profiles. And if you're trying to do more than one, you're trying to do a carousel post, whatever that might be, we do offer those notifications, right? Those reminder emails. We offer those reminder notifications to the Fanbooster mobile app as well. So if you want to do up to 5 images, we'll push those to your device and help you to publish that to the Instagram app on your phone.
Yeah, it's like a very fine line for them, providing enough value to API users like us so that we use Instagram more and get that usage up and that time on screen up, but not giving too much to where they don't get people actually going into the real Instagram app and being on the newsfeed, which is obviously important to their business line. This kind of speaks to this last question that was just thrown in there, which is direct posting to stories. So that's kind of exactly falls in line with the same thing, where stories are something that are, really supposed to be kind of like authentic and quickly one-off engagement things, but exactly. So it's not, we don't know if they're ever going to add that to the rules of the API that we have to follow. They might, but it kind of seems like probably not, because if then they don't have anyone log on to Instagram to engage with stories and create stories and create them like in real life, that might kind of cheapen that experience. Kind of similar to how you can't, like Snapchat doesn't allow, they don't have an API where you can upload snaps, because kind of the whole core of that platform is in the moment authentic stuff.
There was a question a little bit ago there about Canva. I know we went through Canva just a bit here in the media library as it relates to not being able to see your account posts or your account assets in there. So the way that the Canva integration works with Fanbooster is that once you log into your Canva account here, there's really not a way. Canva doesn't provide us with a way for you guys to be able to log out of that Canva account and switch into a different one. So if you maybe accidentally logged into the wrong one, or you were using one but now you're moving into another Canva account instead, you'll need to go to your Canva's account settings itself. So canva.com/, I believe it's account, but let me verify and I'll drop that in. Yeah, it's /account, right? And then you'll see an item there at the bottom that says sign out from all devices. And so basically what that'll do, it'll end all of the sessions that you have with that logged in account, including the Canva integration within Fanbooster. So as soon as you do that, refresh your Fanbooster page, and if you click on Design with Canva, it'll prompt you to log in. That will allow you now to switch into that new Canva account that you want to use with Fanbooster. So hopefully that helps. And I dropped it into the chat here with the responses help Heather there. So hopefully if anybody else is having trouble with that, you'll be able to jump into your account setting.
So as far as this question about the media library being populated with placeholder images, some things I'm thinking through that may cause that is if you're scheduling posts with a bunch of links that don't have featured images that populate in the link, and you see kind of that placeholder gray image in the link preview or when you post on social, that placeholder image will save into your media library the same way that link preview images do. Another thing that may cause link previews to not have an image, besides there just not being a featured image on that page, is if you are scheduling posts using a URL that is not live yet. So for example, I know that I'm going to publish the next Fanbooster blog on WordPress. I have it scheduled to post 8 a.m. Thursday morning, but Wednesday night I create a post. I already know what the URL is, so I create it, but the post doesn't exist yet as far as the rest of the internet is concerned, so it doesn't generate that link preview when I create the social media post ahead of time. That's something that may create a placeholder link image, and to combat that, you either want to post with live links, or you can just add media, and you can add your own featured image right there on that add media button, and it'll still have the link, and the link preview will populate with the image you chose with adding that media. Okay, it appears that they are for images that I haven't approved. Okay, so if you don't have any use for them and you haven't approved them, and they're not scheduled to be out in future posts, I would just delete them. If there's a reason that you didn't approve them, then it probably helps to just get rid of them and keep it clean with all the nice images. So for this question, do you guys recommend any link in bio platforms to use with Instagram? I don't have enough experience with the various ones to be able to answer that question. I know some of the ones I know best are link in bio itself, the one that's called that, and then Linktree is another good one I see a lot of people in the industry use. But I do want to say that I'm a huge fan of this. I think it's something everybody should look into, so that you can direct people towards more targeted, more relevant CTAs. If you are not doing this and you're struggling for another way to add CTAs that kind of match up with relevant content on Instagram, there's no threshold of followers you need to add them to IGTV content. So if you upload videos and you upload them to the IGTV section on stories, you need to have 10,000 followers to be able to add a link. On IGTV, anybody can add a link. So use that for your video content, add whatever link you want, and that's another way you can kind of get around only being allowed to have one in your bio.
Loving all these questions. Feel free to keep sending us questions, guys. This doesn't have to be necessarily just about the media library there, or link in bio. That's a really good question there. Feel free to keep this to say really anything. If there's any questions about things that we've talked about throughout the years, the months this year, around Instagram or publishing or post preset. I know that was one we got a lot of questions about last month. I'm glad we were able to do a call about that. And if you guys have any specific topics that you want us to discuss in the upcoming Traject office hours for Fanbooster, definitely let us know too.
What is one piece of advice you'd give to a new Fanbooster user? Sit down and set up post presets and your posting schedule or schedules, depending on your plan, ahead of time, because it's one of those things that you don't need it necessarily to start scheduling posts, but it's very difficult to make yourself retroactively go back and implement that organization and separation between the different types of content that you want to post and kind of build that structure within your project. It's just kind of one of those good hygiene things. Like we're a tight knit group on office hours, so I'll reveal this. Like I have a couple of projects under Traject that are just a mess because I created a preset just like, oh, this will be news articles. And I didn't split it out by what types of news articles. I didn't split it out by platform, so I need to adjust the platforms every single time. And it's just, if you sit down and you think about it and create that organization first, you'll save yourself a lot of headache later.
I've got a question here about how you'd go about scheduling a video for an Instagram business account. That's a great question. Anna, do you want to share your screen, or do you want me to jump in? I can do it. It's up to you. I'm just kind of demonstrating what that video scheduling portion looks like when we're talking about Fanbooster for Instagram.
Yeah. Do you have a project that has Instagram accounts on it already?
I do, actually. I think I do. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you mind if I okay? I think that was.
Oh, do I need to give it to you?
Share my screen. That's all good. Yeah. One sec. Let me switch over and share my screen. There you go. Hopefully you guys can see that there. All right, cool. So as Anna mentioned, right, you can get to your media library a couple of different ways. You're either going to go through the publishing menu, and you'll see your videos here, or you can head over to the actual composer itself. And when you click on Attach Media, it'll take you to your media library, just a smaller version. And again, you'll see your videos there. You can upload directly from the Videos tab, something from your computer. But really what you're trying to do is select a video from that Video tab. And let's see, select that one. And then you'll just select your Instagram account, right? Direct posting should be the one that you'd be selecting. You know, you can add text snippets or hashtags, and then just send out, right, or schedule that post. It's as simple as that. So one feature that we do like to use here as well is we give you the ability to actually customize what the thumbnail is going to look like. So if you click on a little thumbnail icon on the top right, you'll be able to switch between timestamps of that video, right? We'll probably do every 2 or 4 seconds, I think is what it is. You can actually swap out the entire thumbnail for that video. Or you can upload your own, right? That's what this blank one here is. You can click on this, upload your own custom thumbnail. Just keep in mind, you want to make sure that the dimensions of that thumbnail image is exactly the same as the video. you're posting a video of a certain dimension and then you try to add a thumbnail that's different, you're going to run into some issues there. So hopefully that helped. It gives you a little bit of an idea of what it looks like to schedule a video post to Instagram.
There's a question here about recommending content syndication sources for quotes. I think for any sort of content syndication, I would encourage you guys to think about it not as much what are some sources I can find within content syndication on the tool, and more just find what the sources you want first without worrying about us at Fanbooster. Like, find what you think is the best source on the internet independently, because even if it's not in our options for the drop-down menu, you can add any site on your own by adding the RSS feed. So I know we've talked about that on a few different office hours. You guys can throw it in the chat if you want me to take the time to walk through that or not. But basically, if you find any source and you just add a /RSS to the URL, that will give you the link you need, and you can just add that link to your content syndication and start populating with those new publications.
You had a follow-up question there about Instagram video. And so the question is, any recommendations on sites or tools or apps for compressing videos down to 10 meg? And that 10 meg is the current limit that Fanbooster has for videos. Now, I will say, like I said in the beginning of this call, we're really excited to be able to roll out in the next week or so an update to the media library that will allow you to upload videos up to 1 gig in size. So you won't have to worry about compressing those videos for your Instagram posts. Obviously, Instagram has a time limit for your feed posts, so as long as it's within that time limit, you should be good to go there.
Okay, so yeah, there's a follow-up question on the content syndication for the quotes. For there to be recurring posts that kind of pop up every so often in content syndication, it does have to be recurring posts made by that website. So if they just already have them all on a page and it doesn't get updated with like, here's the new quote of the day, that may not jive very well with the way that content syndication is kind of meant to work. So I'm not sure if that kind of adds any clarity and how you kind of work around that situation, or if, you know, potentially these quotes can be uploaded as images, and that might be something that you could bulk upload and use differently or anything like that. But if it's all already existing on the website and isn't being continuously published, yeah, you won't get those content syndication posts whenever they do publish. Oh, we missed kind of a big one. There's a question for kind of an intro to social listening. So I going to show my screen and move all of these. Go to webinar windows out of the way that you guys can't see, so I probably look crazy. Okay, so one of the really cool social listening features that you can do in Fanbooster is over in this search tab. I guess I can't add one right now. Basically, what you can do is, this is kind of a name, and then you can add coffee shops. I could add my city. I could exclude cities. Well, cities was a bad example because this is by location. But you can exclude something that is not relevant to you. And this will help show you things that are going on around the internet that are talking about the things that you're interested in. So it could just be for your information. It can be if you're trying to make sure to be the first one to jump in on the conversation when people start posting about a certain thing that's relevant to your business. Like if people are posting about, oh, I wish I could find some good coffee in Seattle. There's another bad example because Seattle's the coffee capital of the United States. So I'm not very quick with the examples today. But if someone were to search that and you were a coffee shop and you wanted to be the first one to kind of tweet under that, like, hey, come visit us at whatever, we're having this deal right now, that kind of thing. This listening aspect here in search is really helpful to have those kind of be running on a continuous basis. So once you're in the search, besides just getting all of this really cool information about who is talking about these things that you're interested in, you can also find influencers that are talking about these sort of things, and the accounts and a lot of information about them. And then you've got literally the exact search results that come up in the search that you can take these actions on. So there's a lot of nitty-gritty in here, more stuff you can add to the search to really make it granular, changing the time, exporting it into a report, all that kind of stuff. That was kind of a really quick 101 into the listening stuff that I think could be really powerful if used correctly.
I see a question here about post preset, specifically about reporting on post preset. Well, let me know if this is what you're looking for. So when you actually navigate to one of your existing post presets, you should see a button at the top right that says Run Report. And it should give you some details as far as clicks, conversions, how many times a post has been published using this post preset, how long it's been active for. Let me know if that's what you're looking for. I can share my screen and go through that, but just if you could confirm that that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, so I've got it up right now. I think one of the things that is helpful to remember is just where you access these. So you can either go to post presets here, or content performance. I personally use content performance more than I use anything in the bigger reporting tab, just because I split all of these up by topic and network. So I like to see how they're comparing with each other and see what the audience likes the best. But like Reggie just said, if you click on it, there's a run report button right here for that preset. Same thing when you go to the preset, run report right here. Is there a tutorial for using the search feature? Yes. So I know there's a blog on social listening in general, so that's a lot just more general, kind of what you want out of social listening, completely aside from Fanbooster and how you can integrate that into your strategy. But then there's sections in there about creating these searches and finding influencers. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to briefly check the Fanbooster Help Center, see if I can find anything there. But that's a really good resource if you guys haven't been to the Help Center. There's a really short article on how to use pretty much every single feature that you can just search using the search tab. Okay, for anyone interested more in social listening, I just dropped that in the chat. There's also a request for a shout out to a new Fanbooster user named Lacey. We're so excited to have you. If you are looking for any tips and tricks on how to use this, we hold these office hours every month and we kind of share either full-on tutorials or little hacks or some strategy or whatever. So all of these are on the Traject YouTube channel, and there's recap blogs that sum them all up on the Fanbooster blog. But besides that, the blog is a really great place to learn more tips and tricks. You can just get there from the fanbooster.com website. But we really love hosting these every month, so we hope anybody that's new will keep going back to these, and we can keep workshopping through all the different ways you guys are trying to use this.
We're seeing the questions wind down, but if you guys have any other questions for us, definitely drop in that Q&A tab for us. We've got a couple minutes left, but we'd love to answer some questions for you. And we don't talk to you guys until the next one. Hope everybody has a great holiday season and Happy New Year to everybody as well.
Should I address this question? Requesting to see my dog. I don't know if you guys can see him in the corner over there. He's very tired now after causing a ruckus.
Tired himself out.
He is very cute, I agree. Thank you. What kind of dog is he? He is a pit bull mix, unless my apartment building asks you, and then he's a pointer mix.
Hey, Jeff, I see your question there about tagging with Instagram. If you're having some trouble there with results turning up for Instagram, I definitely recommend reaching out to our support team so that they can take a look at the specific use case that you're going through. It's social@bytraject.com. I'll drop that in the chat for you. They should be able to help you out and try to troubleshoot the issue there.
I think we could really quickly touch on this SSL thing, right? Because that's just a matter of needing to make sure any domains that we're working with are secure websites. But it's, I mean, your SEO will really take a huge hit, especially, I mean, and the hit just gets huger and huger as we move forward, and Google wants to rank secure websites. So it's really incredibly important to have regardless. I would definitely recommend it.
seeing some notes here about my audio not being super clear. Hopefully that hasn't been the case the whole time I've been sitting here. Hopefully it got better a little bit. I was having some mic issues right before the call, and I made some changes around here. So hopefully it hasn't been that bad.
I could understand you. When we first got on, before we let you guys into the room, I was like, oh my God, Reggie, you sound like a robot. We need to figure something out. I think that'll be good though.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I gotta figure it out for next month, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I had to call in today, so yeah. 2 minutes before the webinar, hopefully nobody noticed. We were scrambling around trying to make sure I could connect the audio properly there.
Yeah, and we just got confirmation that that you were being heard just fine.
Okay, cool.
I think I figured it out.
Awesome. I got a note here about CRMs and marketing automation tools that some of our users are looking to see if we integrate with. And that's a great question. You know, this is kind of like the kind of feedback that I really look forward to every month when we're talking. And keep a look out on your inbox and those modals, those pop-ups that you'll see across the dashboard asking for feedback, because we do like to schedule one-on-one calls with you guys so we can learn a little bit more about what it is that you're doing and to run you through some of the functionality that we're looking to implement in the coming months. When we talk about CRM, marketing automation tools, I would love to hear what sort of integration you're looking for, right? What is it that you're ultimately trying to achieve as part of your social workflow? And how do you see Fanbooster kind of fitting into that or helping you with that? So social@Bike that email that I sent over, if you guys just shoot over, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. These are the marketing automation tools that I'm working with, whether it's Salesforce or Marketo, whatever that might be. And just give us a little snippet, you know, like this is what I'm currently doing. And if Fanbooster could do X, Y, and Z, it would help a ton. Now, this is the kind of feedback that we like to listen to and to understand, because it kind of helps us to understand how can we position Fanbooster to serve better. Because there's a pretty good chance that if you have a question about that, there's probably other Fanbooster users who are hoping for an integration similar to that. So send those over.
Yeah, and I would add on to that to also encourage you guys to take a look at the other Traject platforms. If you're already on Fanbooster and you're committed to Fanbooster, that could be a really easy way to, first of all, save yourself some money by coupling in like reputation management or dashboarding through us, that kind of thing. But it also just makes all of the connections between all those, and even just being able to troubleshoot and know information when you have a problem with one or the other. We're all in the same family, so it makes things like that harder. And I'd also say, to that point of Reggie saying, reach out, have these conversations. In my ideal world, I would have a very symbiotic relationship with a lot of you, where you tell me these things that you need, not only from a product perspective, things that you don't understand and want more content created on, blogs, how-to videos. If you're a real power user of the program, working with us, that if you would like to be in a case study or work with us to create any of that stuff to help other people, definitely, don't hesitate to jump on those conversations that Reggie's talking about, to share with us the things that you want from us, but also how you're using the tool.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like, we want to improve and do these things, and it gives you the opportunity to influence our roadmap, right? To be a part of the creative process that takes Fanbooster from quarter to quarter and improvement to improvement. So definitely look to your inbox. We send those out on a monthly basis, invites to get on calls with us. So I'm excited. Looking forward to it. Those are all the questions.
Cool. And we're 2 minutes over time, so I'll just tell everybody, look for this recording on the Traject YouTube if you want to look back on it. Look for the recap blog on the Fanbooster blog page a few days after that. And it will also most likely be emailed out to you if you're on our email newsletter list. So those are all the places you can find it if you want to review any of this information. But if not, we will see you next month in 2021.
See you,
Thanks, everybody.